Was that synced?
हमारा wow, I just saw a very weird audio wave on my.
Ah,
Yeah, it was very weird. It's always centered around this middle thing, right? It's like
हाँ.
वो ऊपर गई और ऐसे थोड़े घूम के आई नीचे.
Oh.
It was weird. But yeah. You don't think it was synced?
It sounded really, क्या बोलूँगा मैं. तू तेरा डिले बहुत ज्यादा था इस टाइप से, लाइक मैं 2 काउंट आगे चल रहा था तेरे से. दैट
मेरे
वाज
में तो
वियर्ड.
इतना नहीं था. एक बार फिर से करना है तो कर सकते हैं.
इट्स फाइन, आई थिंक सिंक हो जाएगा वो.
Okay. Uh, this this is a very special episode, isn't it, Uddu?
Yes, it is very special.
What is special about this?
This is the final episode of our podcast.
You fucked it up, man. You had to fuck it up.
What? Wait, what? What did I had to say?
बोलते बोलते
Should
अटक
I?
गया बीच में.
मैं अटक गया.
Never mind,
हाँ.
never mind. This is not only the final. That's a weird way of saying it. This is also the New Year special, and it is also the
Oh,
final episode of this podcast. We have talked about it, we have discussed it, and we have decided to put an end to it. I guess we will
mm,
talk more about it थोड़ी देर में, because I'm sure as the host of the final episode of this podcast, Uddu must have thought about fun things to do in the what is
oh.
also a New Year special.
I, I mean, I thought about discussing our predictions from last year, but that is it, I guess.
Dude, that was my idea. What the fuck?
Wait, what?
वो तो करेंगे ही. But yeah, take it away, man. Take it away.
क्या uh, what
You keep
shall we
dropping the
discuss first?
ball. Why do you keep dropping the ball?
Okay, we should first discuss why we are closing the podcast. I think that is
Yeah.
something we should discuss first. Uh, so from my point of view, uh, and during the last year, we used to put, like, not we, but I personally uh, was kind of excited about these podcasts and used to, like, try to think about what we're going to discuss, or even during the podcast, like, I would try to be engaging and, like, try to think how I can make it interesting, or like respond more actively to what you are saying and follow you properly. But towards the start of this year, as I got into my new job, it has kind of been really exhausting for me, and because of that, I'm really just too exhausted to uh, kind of put good effort into this podcast, which, like, you might have noticed. And
Yeah, like
uh,
we were pushing some like really long episodes back then. Like, I was like
yeah,
during the end of last year and the beginning of this year, like we were like चार चार पाँच पाँच घंटे के episodes record कर रहे थे. I guess we I would say that we were having fun. with the podcast at that point.
Yeah,
That was the peak amount of fun we were having with the podcast.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, as Uddu said, like I kind of initiated this conversation about
Hmm.
maybe ending the podcast because uh, even though I generally have always felt excited about the podcast, I'd noticed that I had started feeling more exhausted. Probably,
Hmm.
I mean, partly also because I've gotten busy with my own work, but also because it was getting difficult to kind of uh, have a co-host who was also very exhausted. Like,
Yeah.
it was,
And also, like, you would talk about the media you consumed, and it kind of always made me kind of uh, depressed, I guess, in a way that the 2 weeks flew by and I did not even explore anything new or do anything new.
hmm, I did not. Yeah, I guess
Like
you did mention it, kind of, huh?
I used to like explore medias uh, uh, before, but like I think right now I'm kind of somewhat at ease at my job, not that much, but as compared to the beginning of my job, uh, at that time I was just so constantly anxious about what I have to study, what I have to do, that I like it was out of the question for me of exploring any new media or doing any kind of hobby at all.
But talking about that,
Hmm.
you have been exploring media recently, as you said. Not only that, you have
Yeah,
explored the media. We both have.
yes, that was really exciting. I guess about a month, we have been exploring this. Uh, we have been playing Dark Souls.
We both finished Dark Souls. Him like कुछ एक हफ्ते पहले या उसके अंदर या and I finished it last night. Whew. And
I think I mentioned
आज
it.
मैं सुबह उठ के देखा. I looked out
uh,
my window, hoping to praise the sun. मैंने राइट में देखा, ये आदमी 2 घंटे से सकीरो खेल रहा है.
Yeah, like I was initially not planning to play that game, but I randomly decided to check different ये साले
Let's
games
let's
के मतलब.
let's talk about it.
हाँ.
Sorry to interrupt you. Let's talk about it थोड़ी देर से after like first talking about Dark Souls.
Okay, okay.
So I guess yeah, let's just get into it. Let's start with Dark Souls and maybe we can reminisce about the year and the podcast after some of this stuff.
Hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, Dark Souls, one of the greatest games ever made. How are you feeling with though?
It made me nostalgic because my favorite game have been Legend of Zelda, which I played at a really young age. I think 9, 10, or something around those years. And okay, I've played Genshin for last 5 years, but I would say it is very different from like that kind of uh, game. But Dark Souls kind of took me back, and especially also its graphics is also about around that time, though it is
You are playing the
newer in com.
remastered version though. Yeah.
Yeah, it is remastered, but still, like that kind of setting, those that kind of dark setting,
Yeah.
and uh, when we were in ninth class, you used to talk about Kifal, if you remember.
Quest in Faraway Land.
Yes, that was
So like we had
one of our
like
fantasies.
yeah, we
Yeah.
had many fantasies during ninth grade and mostly ninth grade. We kind of moved away from them in 10th grade, धीरे धीरे.
Hmm.
But like one of them was like we our mission to like go on an adventure, Legend of Zelda style adventure somewhere.
Yeah, so it brought back those kind of fantasies, and it initially it had a big nostalgic factor for me, and slowly the game also kind of grew into me. I liked the combat system, I liked the environment, I liked the bosses. I did not exactly follow the story, like what exactly is going on. Maybe I
One of the things I kind
became
of
to,
loved
yeah,
about the game was, of course, like the story kind of it happens in front of you too, but a lot of it uh, kind of happens in the background. You're like, it's,
yeah.
and that is something I absolutely love about the game. It's that it kind of tells like I'm not too crazy about stories that you have to decode. I don't I'm not too fascinated with that idea. But I don't think I mean Dark Souls does kind of have that, but it has a story like which is like if you are paying enough attention, it's like easy to get a sense of.
Hmm.
But the, the game tells a story that only a game can tell. That's something I love about Dark Souls. Like it
Hmm.
I told you about this book I was reading, right? Medium of the Massage. It's a media theory book and it its thesis at its basis it's like written by a very acclaimed guy in the 1950s or something like that. It's still relevant. But what is being conveyed, the message being conveyed, it depends on the medium. It changes with the medium. It's
Hmm.
like it's a very interesting way to look at it, but yeah, that is something I absolutely love about Dark Souls that it is so good at being a game. It's not trying to be a movie or anything else.
Hmm. And how do you feel about the bosses and stuff? Uh,
Bosses, yeah, like um, there are the fortress kind of areas which are more well defined,
hmm.
and there are the West areas, the more foresty areas which are more open. Those foresty areas always made me anxious.
Mhm.
Like the places with infrastructure which is easy to understand, it kind of uh, is it makes me is is it possible to close the curtains or something in your room? I think it's a little noisy.
Oh,
I mean if it
just a
is.
second. The windows are closed. I'm
Hmm,
not sure. Uh,
okay, okay, it's fine. uh yeah, when it's well defined like that, I'm okay, like I need to progress this way, I can go do that. When it gets open, kind of. makes me anxious. So, like, you were asking about bosses. Uh, the game starts with pretty interesting bosses, and it's a widely known fact that end ka game it gets a little clunky because they had to kind of rush and uh,
Mm.
in addition to that, for some of the last bosses, they also try something new. They try to do some gimmick bosses. Yeah, but you don't just need to damage them. There are weird ways in which you need to defeat them. Uh, I think I l- enjoyed the grandiosity of the boss fights more than the boss fights themselves. It's like,
Yeah, like the first time you visit that Hydra dragon, like you think there is no way that's an actual boss, it's just a background, some enemy. But then you slowly realize that no, you actually have to fight it, and it's you're like left in wonder.
yeah, yeah. It's like the best reveal was that weird centipede thing in Underground Parish or something like that. What's that place? Your thieves के areas.
Depths,
Depths. Yeah,
depths.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The छोटा सा निकल के आता है पहले. Then the entire thing comes out. That was good, but I did kind of enjoy the early bosses.
Mm.
Uh, like I liked Taurus. I even enjoyed Gargoyle, and because like that ultimately meant a lot more, right? I feel that it might be my mind doing tricks. They might not be better bosses, but they ultimately meant more as your first few bosses.
Yeah, I really like enjoyed my time fighting those gargoyles.
Yeah.
Like initially you defeat Taurus, you are like, okay, it was not that hard. You defeat the common mobs which have like those uh,
Uh,
mini bosses kind of things like knights and stuff, and you
uh,
learn to uh, yeah, go on.
नहीं नहीं मैं हाँ तू बोल ना.
Yeah, so like you're understanding the attack patterns and you're thinking, okay, this is not so hard. You can just memorize the attack pattern of each enemy and it will become easy. And then they throw two enemies which attack simultaneously, and like all your strategy is fucked up. Like you can't just uh, like control them as you want. You have to like react to the situation. कैसे placed है वो क्या attack कर रहा है उसके हिसाब से.
Yeah,
Gargoyles में.
yeah, that's true. But your favorite boss was that boss in an online Londo, right?
Yeah, it was like version 2 of those gargoyle fight only. Like it felt like that to me.
I
uh,
feel very complicated about how I'm not sure how to feel about the runbacks.
I have very clear hate about the runbacks.
I hate runbacks too, they feel very frustrating. But I can kinda understand why they exist.
um,
Because I've played games like this before, and there's something very clearly that the runbacks do is that I mean, you might not agree with me. I find them annoying too, but removing them comes at a cost, I feel. Yeah. I feel that the runbacks helps not trivialize the boss fights.
But like then the difficulty is kind of artificial, no?
No,
Like you're
it's
not.
like I feel that it's supposed to be there to give the player a room for rumination, to kind of
Hmm.
have some gap between attempts, so it does not feel as mechanical. I'm talking about like just the feel of the game. It provides a very specific feel,
Hmm.
which I think disappears without runbacks. A lot of games have boss fights and they do not have runbacks, and I do feel that it doesn't have this feeling that Dark Souls has.
The for me, what happens is like if I fight a boss, I die, but I immediately have some ideas that oh, I should do that kind of thing or I should try that. But to now I'm excited to try those things which I like learned. But now I have to wait 2 minutes to get to the boss and which kind of feels annoying that okay I know
Yeah.
what I have to try but by the time I'll get there maybe
I
I'll
yeah, I'm
lose
not
track of
sure
it.
what the fix of this would be. I I don't know what the solution to it is because I find it annoying too. But I also at the same time
Hmm.
feel that it that feeling you get from runbacks is also a very crucial part of Dark Souls.
I I think I should now add in the my experience with Sekiro because it kind of solves this problem of runbacks.
I've heard that about Sekiro.
So the thing is Sekiro also have a runback. But the difference is the character is hella fast. Like when you run, you are running like a horse. Like I really love that aspect of this game that the character is really nimble and you can run really fast and like he also has this grappling hook which kind of makes him Spider-Man, basically Spider-Man. So you can just swing around the town and sprint there and get like no matter how far it is from the checkpoint, you can get there really fast and even it feels satisfying like running to that boss and maybe killing some enemies on the way. Like it feels satisfying. So I think they kind of solved it in that way. Uh, I think Dark Souls and like all those Souls game, uh, the characters feels quite bulky and like understandably so. There is this weight mechanic, and you have to manage your weight and like your roll speed and everything. Dexterity is kind of determined by that. You know, in Sekiro there is nothing as like character abilities or like you cannot customize strength, endurance. Those things are not present in Sekiro, and also there is no option to change weapon. So like that
What
is
are you getting good at? Like, how is your character
in
progressing?
just the move sets. Like in in Dark Souls we have parry and dodge.
Yeah.
Here there are so many different combos of things like you can jump and if you press jump again you will do an air kick and if your air kick lands on the opponent he might get disoriented and with that disorientation you can do an attack and then some follow-up combo so like it has those like street fighter kind of combos in it which you can learn
So,
and like if
are
a
those like
character is
necessary upgrades to
like those are not
defeat?
upgrades.
Oh,
Those are like you don't do it manually. You get those move sets as you progress through the story. Like you learn those
are some
skills.
more, are the ones you get further down the line, are they more powerful than the older ones?
They are not necessarily powerful. They are just gimmicky and like different enemies would you would use different kind of move sets against them. Like you have to figure out like which kind of attack, how you dodge it, and what combo you do. That kind. It is much more what I can say combo oriented and like quick thinking oriented than Dark Souls. In Dark Souls, a lot of big part of it is like timing your parry or timing your dodge, right? That is also part of this, but this is not the biggest part. The biggest part is like deciding what action you do in that moment.
Is it that the runbacks are shorter or are they more fun?
It They are more fun and they're quicker because your character is like Spider-Man basically.
Yeah.
I really love that aspect of it. Also, Sekiro, I have found it much more immersive than Dark Souls. Uh, First of all, because the voice lines are in Japanese and you get English subtitles, and the whole thing is based in Japan, and like of course, the environment is really
There's an
good, but it
English dub.
also,
There's not an English dub.
I don't know, the one I got it has like Japanese voiceover with English subtitles. There
Hmm.
might be dub, but I'm not aware of that. And like the Dark Souls is kind of consisting of mythological creatures and stuff, right? But in Sekiro, there I have not yet encountered any like mystical creature or something. All the enemies have been humans and samurais, different kind of. So maybe there are monsters and stuff, but most of the enemies I've encountered until now are just humans.
So about like yeah, from what I've heard, Sekiro is different from any other Souls game also in a way that it is more of a traditional story.
Hmm.
It's like no, you're not a no-name character. Your character has a name, and you're following this character's
Yeah,
story. It's different in
yeah,
that.
that also I guess kind of makes it immersive.
Yeah.
And also like its combat system being different, it was one of the reasons which kind of made me want to play this, because I was like, I just played Dark Souls, do I really want to get into it again with Dark Souls 2? But then I saw how different Sekiro is, and yeah, that's why I kind of wanted to get into it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I will probably not play Sekiro. I would love to for you to stream it sometime though. Okay.
Mhm.
I think it's too difficult for me. I've seen people who love Dark Souls. I've heard people who love Dark Souls talk about Sekiro, and they they have uh, not survived it. It's just
Wait, what? Really? Not survived it?
like they quit it after a point
Oh,
because it's I think the most difficult Souls game, right?
I mean, for Dark Souls also, right? There's a reputation that it's really hard and like you have to be really, what you can say, someone who keeps trying, like that kind of person to finish Dark Souls. But when you actually play it, you realize that that thing is kind of overblown.
Some I like I won't say it's overblown. It's more that that's not all it is. There's more to it.
Hmm.
That's a better way to describe it, I would say. Magar, ultimately, what I'm saying is, uh, I've heard these people who, I respect opinions of online
Mhm.
talk about Sekiro, and they described it like this. When they played Dark Souls, they had this feeling of persistence inside them. They were like, they were defeated and they were demoralized sometimes, but they felt like they could persist. In
Hmm.
Sekiro, they said every time there's a new area or they encounter some new person, they are filled with anxiety and they're absolutely demoralized.
That is something I complained about in Dark Souls. Do you remember that after first few areas I was kind of feeling like the kind of combat is not shifting, and the enemies, like, you fight everyone, each of them the same way, and it's kind of making it boring for me. This,
Yeah.
if like this would be a plus point for me if that's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
case in Sekiro. Like, I do want to have shift in mechanics every now
It
and then.
it seems like a very personal preference kind of thing, because it takes the already very narrow audience for Dark Souls. I mean, it's a very famous game, but it has a narrow audience. Magar,
Hmm.
and it makes it even narrower.
Yeah, I think what I can say is Dark Souls is also for me felt like a comfort game. Like,
Yeah,
when I went into it, it's quite nice. Like, just roaming around, maybe exploring areas. It
except
felt
for the
quite
open
comfortable.
areas,
Open areas?
foresty
What open
areas.
area? Oh, uh, I also like that area.
Yeah, yeah.
The one I found annoying was the Sense Fortress, because those blades, those moving blades, for some reason, I had so much trouble timing those. I would just ram into them and get impatient and just ram into them and fall over.
I initially
And
had that problem. I didn't have problem बाद में.
because like like क्रॉस पहला वाला पार्ट, लाइक ठीक है, वहां पे एक दो ही साथ में मूव कर रहे हैं, बट देन you go ऊपर, वहां पे एक और सेट्स ऑफ ब्लेड्स मूव कर रही है, एंड लाइक फ्रॉम योर कैमरा एंगल इट्स इवन रियली हार्ड टू टेल हाउ फार एक एक ब्लेड कितनी दूर है एक दूसरे से. यू कैन नॉट टेल इट इजीली.
That is the area that kind of tells you to fuck off the most. वहाँ पे there's a boulder randomly आ जाता है as soon as you walk outside, because you don't know there are
हाँ.
boulders. वहाँ पे you are introduced to these enemy chests for the first time. That is the most like ah fuck you area of the game.
Yeah, I was quite annoyed with that area.
I did kind of enjoy fighting the iron golem on top, I guess.
Hmm.
गिर गया था वो. I found out कि like
Did
वो
you?
हमेशा नहीं गिरता
Huh?
ना, like if you're fighting him at an edge तभी गिरता है. Did he fall for you?
No, he did not fall. What was I saying? हाँ, did you get past the dragon जो starting area में था?
No.
Yeah, after I finished the game, I thought I was like thinking back at the game and I was kind of confused कि पूरा गेम खत्म हो गया, वो ड्रैगन का क्या हुआ? वो is that just a gimmick कि वो कभी उसका क्रॉस नहीं जा सकते? एंड इफ यू रिमेम्बर, वो ड्रैगन जहाँ बैठा रहता है उसके पीछे, लाइक व्हेन यू गो दैट बोर एरिया जहाँ पे वो तेरा बोर
Yeah.
मास्क मिला था, वी कैन सी उसके पीछे क्या है ड्रैगन का एरिया.
There's
सो
a
आई लुक्ड इट
statue
अप
and a
कि
bonfire, right?
yeah, so I looked it up, like how are we supposed to get past the dragon, and it's really weird, like how you do it. Basically you just stand जहाँ पे जहाँ ड्रैगन आग फेंकता है उसके एक एरिया जहाँ पे यू कैन गेट टू द साइड, जहाँ से नीचे स्टेयरकेसेस जाते हैं. इफ यू स्टैंड देयर लॉन्ग इनफ, वो ड्रैगन आके खड़ा हो जाता है वहां पे, एंड यू कैन जस्ट रन टू दैट उसके उस एरिया पीछे वाले.
Uh,
दैट्स सो वियर्ड.
I did
हाँ.
look it up as well, but I looked it
हम्म.
up before going to Gwen. I wanted to see if पहले तो I think go. I'm not sure, but I think it's necessary to go to that spot to finish Solaire's quest. I think that's
Oh.
why uh, I was not able to finish his quest. Uh, and then I was like, "Up kya point?" I didn't bother going there. I just went straight to Gwen. But
Hmm.
uh, talking about the lore of the game, though, looking more into the lore and like, did did you realize that you had a choice at the end? You said कि तूने
Like
मेरा
what?
stream देखा था game के last का, and you said कि you didn't realize
Huh.
there's a bonfire, you just went out.
Yeah.
And you said that you got a cut scene, and you got, which was different from what I got. So
Yeah.
apparently after defeating Gwen, you have two choices. You either
Oh.
sacrifice yourself uh to the and kind of become a bonfire, become a fuel
What?
for the bonfire, I guess. Uh,
Oh.
and which is kind of like provides more fuel for the light of the world. And
Hmm.
uh this that was kind of what Gwen was doing. वहाँ पे you will just become a new fuel for the that.
Hmm.
But if you walk out as you did, you're choosing to become the Dark Lord or something like that. Lord of
Oh.
Darkness or something like that.
Yeah.
A-
Yeah.
a- And you remember those snakes, serpents?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. In the
the serpent
cutscene,
that,
they were all.
yeah, yeah. But like during the game, that serpent takes you down, right?
Yeah.
Did you meet another serpent in the game?
No, I actually didn't even meet this serpent.
Wait, what?
When I went to this area, I accidentally rolled and just went directly down there, वो नीचे वाले area पे,
नहीं,
without even talking to him.
that happened to me as well. But तूने सीधे serpent से फिर बात ही नहीं करी तूने?
He did not appear उसके बाद में. I just
Oh,
first time मैं roll होके नीचे चला गया, वो पूरा हो गया. And the next time I came, he was not even there. वो area पूरा खाली था.
damn. So basically, there's that serpent who's trying to tell you to do something. He's like telling you to light the basically he's telling you to light the fire. When you get the choice to
Hmm.
after defeating Gwen, he's telling you that's what you should do. It will provide light to the world. But after defeating the four kings
Hmm.
in the abyss, I think if you do certain things certain way, you there's a chance that you get another serpent वहाँ पे, which tells you another thing. That serpent says that the other serpent is just manipulating you. Uh, if you light the fire, you're just being a part of the cycle. You're like uh, s- just helping the god, like doing the
Hmm.
god's will, and it is not uh, humanity perseveres in darkness, is what he says.
Hmm.
And the way people interpret this is, way I've seen people interpret this is that these two guys are just fucking with you. They're just playing a game of chess with each other, and
Oh.
uh, to kind of push people towards one or the other. Kyuki, you are just
Hmm.
one of many people to come who would do the same. People would come after you and fuel the bonfire that will
Hmm.
give power to the gods. What was sad about that was that that renders the entire game kind of futile. Like there's no good ending at all. It's
Yeah,
like
I think like even at the beginning, we meet this guy, and not just that guy, but every NPC. When you talk to them, some of them imply that there are many who have been trying, and that this is futile.
Yeah, there's like yeah, and the game is very like it depicts those themes through the gameplay pretty well too. It like persevering to not have a good ending is kinda
Yeah, you know what else gave me that feeling? It was you see those souls like Soul of the Brave Knight or something like that at
yeah,
different places.
yeah, yeah.
And like the bigger ones are always at like after a boss or something. Like you after some mini boss or anything like that, you would find one of those Soul of the Brave Knight or something. Like there have been knights and like people who defeated this boss and get past this, and like reminding you always that others have already done this, like have been through this, and like they still uh,
And you know, another fun
ended.
part of
Yeah,
the thing, you see a lot of hollowed uh,
yeah,
people, right, who fight you.
yeah.
So I think the way people understand the game is that if you quit the game, you give up,
Mm.
lore wise, it's you can interpret it as you became a hollow.
But wait, weren't we hollow from the start? Like even at the
Like
beginning of the game, we are an hollow.
you know, like those hollows that lose their sanity and control. They don't have
Oh.
any desire. I think the way it works is that as long as you have purpose in the world, you can
Mm.
persevere and do what you're doing. There are a lot of interesting characters with that context as well. Yeah.
And you know, the first time you go down at the new Londo ruins and you see all those hollowed ones, like we don't even attack you, they just seem like they've lost
Yeah.
all hope or something. That was
Yeah.
so weird that just an area before, like at the start, at the asylum, they were all attacking you, but they are not like just an enemy. They have their own story or something, like those common mobs.
And do you know that Solaire was a son of Gwen?
Oh,
Yeah, like he was banished for some reason. And uh, anyway, fun game, fun lore, fun themes. It is a very well designed game. I'm genuinely really surprised by how well it's put together.
hmm.
But let's move on from that. Have you been up to anything else? Watched anything? Played anything else?
I started watching Game of Thrones because
What the
I
fuck?
never did. You know, I started a long time ago. I gave Breaking Bad a try. I watched the first season, I think so, the whole first season. But at that point, I realized that this show is not for me. And I watched two episodes of Game of Thrones, and I had the same feeling. I I don't know what happened. I cannot enjoy any of the shows anymore, no matter how acclaimed they are, like how popular they are, like to public opinion.
I feel that a thing about TV shows is that um a lot of I don't know if it's by design, but a lot of the times it works. The way it works for me is, of course, there are shows like Death Note. You watch one episode and
Mm.
you're like, "What the fuck? I was just planning to watch one episode. I but now I wanna immediately watch the next." But I feel that especially shows like Game of Thrones, they kind of push you to kind of be immersed in the world to
Mm.
actually to develop interest in the world over time. Although like I'm not like Game of Thrones is also one of those shows which is difficult to talk about at this point because they fucked up the ending so bad That
I heard
this
about
was
that.
this was the most acclaimed one of the most acclaimed shows. I think one of the most famous things when it was being aired, and nobody gives a fuck about it anymore. So
Damn.
I don't know how I feel about it. You cannot recommend a show, itna bada show with a bad ending.
Wait, but if they like, what was the reason? Were they running out of budget or something?
Uh, I think there were a few reasons. पहले तो they ran out of source material. It's based on these books, right, by George R. R. Martin. Fun fact, George R. R. Martin also worked on the lore building and inception of Elden Ring.
Oh,
Yeah, but
damn.
so like this is a famous meme at this point that George R. R. Martin लिख ही नहीं रहा है आखिरी बुक सीरीज की
Wait,
and
wait. He's supposed to be writing, but he has just delayed it.
yeah, just like he's an old man. He's just given up. He keeps delaying it, postpone, procrastinate. People
Hmm.
think he's just procrastinating,
Hmm.
but uh, yeah. So the George R. R. Martin just told these people how the books are supposed to end, and they built the
Hmm.
season based on that. And like last, I think the last two seasons are widely hated, and that's where they
Hmm.
ran out of source material. So
But like
that's considered, yeah.
it fucked them up that bad that without the original book they are unable to form a good plot or something.
I mean that's what people say. Uh, I was never really that big a part of their fandom, so I'm just telling you what I've heard. The other thing is that the creators of the show, I think there were two of them, they
Hmm.
wanted to move on to other things. So they kind of rushed by stuffing everything into the last season. Like they just wanted to finish it. So they just
Hmm.
tried to end it all in the last season. Because the one of the very noticeable things that are bad about the last season are Uh, things just randomly happen. There's no thematic build up or anything to them. They just randomly happen. Like crucial moments just randomly happen.
Hmm.
That's one of the biggest uh, flaws of the show. Probably because they were rushing it.
Hmm.
Uh, Game of Thrones. That's weird. You're watching Game of Thrones.
I don't think I'll
Uh,
ever be going back to it. And like
yeah.
media
I
in
don't.
general, like I don't know why I've lost that. I like you said about Death Note, right? That after you watch one episode, you want to watch the next episode. I don't remember the last time I had that kind of feeling with any kind of media.
Yeah, I can understand that. It is like sometimes you feel like everything is sucking the life out of you, and like enjoying stuff like this is also it also kind of requires you to give it enough time to be invested in it. It does require energy
Hmm.
still. uh
Hmm.
I mean, for example, Dark Souls kind of came naturally to you. It's
Hmm.
like fine to feel like that. But I played another game कुछ दिन पहले,
Oh, what a game.
Before Your Eyes. This was a very short indie game. I'm wanting to play it for a while. Have you heard of it?
No,
Huh?
no, I have not.
It has this cool gimmick mechanic that
Oh,
it works on your blinking. Like when you blink,
oh,
the scene changes.
oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, yeah, it's a really
Does
cool
it?
mechanic.
It captures a
Huh?
webcam.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, hmm, interesting. I
Like,
like its art style. I'm looking it up.
yeah. I think it's less of a game and more like a interactive
Hmm,
art, I guess. More like interactive thing. Like,
hmm.
but yeah, it was fun. It tells a story. रो दिया मैं नाइस
Oh,
भाई
nice.
मैं आराम से रो देता हूँ हॉकी बात नहीं है
मैं
बट या
अच्छा मैं अपने कल मामा के घर गया था। कल नहीं, कब, परसों। परसों, हाँ परसों गया था मैं। वर्क के बाद रात को 8 बजे वो लोग मामा के घर पे थे। वो वो देख रहे थे, होम बाउंड देख रहे थे, द शो यू
या
सजेस्टेड।
मूवी
और एक्चुअली हाँ, वो तेरे उसके रिकमेंडेशन के थ्रू ही देख रहे थे अपेरेंटली। मेरी
मूवी
मम्मी ने वो पॉडकास्ट सुना था
ओ
हमारा, जिसमें तू डिस्कस कर रहा था होम बाउंड, और उसको सुन के मम्मी ने डिसाइड करे कि होम बाउंड देखते हैं। एंड सो
oh I did
मेरे
say कि you
मामा,
should watch it with my mom with your mom
या इसीलिए तो मामा मम्मी देख रहे थे, मेरा इच्छा नहीं थी कुछ भी मीडिया देखने की, तो मैं बेडरूम में था। बट आई कुड हियर द साउंड, उस वो जो टीवी पे देख रहे थे, तो आई कुड हियर कि क्या चल रहा है। और मैं दूसरे रूम में हूँ, मतलब अक्रॉस वो हॉल में बैठ के मूवी देख रहे हैं, मैं रूम में बैठा हूँ, मैं अपना दूसरा कुछ काम कर रहा हूँ, आई एम नॉट इवन पेइंग अटेंशन। एंड देन देयर वाज दिस सीन जिसमें वो भाई का दूसरा भाई मर रहा होता है बिकॉज ऑफ कोविड और समथिंग।
spoiler
उसको
alert
फीवर होता है। हाँ, स्पॉइलर आई गेस। वो वहां पे सीन चल रहा है ना, मैं यहाँ पे इस कोने में, यहाँ पे रूम में, जिसमें मेरे को पूरा कॉन्टेक्स्ट पता भी नहीं हो, मैं इमोशनल हो रहा हूँ वो सीन की आवाजें सुन के।
Hmm,
दैट वाज काइंड ऑफ वियर्ड।
yeah man yeah yeah you know these experiences are weird like that maybe that's why uh, like yeah, like some of the most nostalgic memories would randomly be kind of like just peering through a door and watching a film somebody else is watching.
हम्म।
It's weird. From childhood, I mean. Did they enjoy the film?
आई थिंक सो, इट सीम्ड सेटिस्फाइड बिकॉज द नेक्स्ट डे दे वर सेइंग कि हाँ आज भी कोई अच्छी सी मूवी देखते हैं।
uh, so also watched Nishaanchi recently with Yash. I watched it along with Yash. We watched it together. This
हम्म,
is an Anurag Kashyap film from this year. Have you ever watched any Anurag Kashyap film?
आई डोंट नो। कोई एग्जांपल बता उनके पॉपुलर टाइटल के जो उनने बनाया हो।
Gangs of Wasipur.
ना।
So, like, he has been the most influential filmmaker in Bollywood. Uh, but like, even though उसका influence है Bollywood में अभी पूरा like the trajectory Bollywood has been going on is, I would say, a direct influence is the works he has done in the early 2010s and late 2000s. Uh, the his own films have not been doing that well, and in general, people feel like he's been making l- not very good films recently. And Nishaanchi was a film from this year. Like Gangs of Wasipur was is known for the being the Indian, a really good Indian gangster film.
Hmm.
So, and Nishanchi, similar to that, is also in the context of gangsters, sort of. And while it's not a perfect, it's two films, like it's divided into two. So, while it's not perfect, I feel that it still showcases something I kind of really admire about Anurag Kashyap's storytelling.
Hmm.
He has these characters throughout the story which seem to have their own motivations, and they are kind of very metaphorical in this film, at
Hmm.
least. Like the film deals with the idea of courage and cowardice and things like that, and there are different characters representing facets of it, and
Hmm.
uh it tells a very competent story using these motifs, and it does so by Kashyap does this by what I think he's good at. Like he's good at world building, I feel. He
Hmm.
is good at constructing a believable world. It feels like it's lived in. And his that ability of his really suits the kind of stories he likes to tell.
Hmm.
So that's fun. Uh, this made me kind of want to watch Gangs of Wasipur again. I feel that I watched it when I was too young. I need to watch it again. I wasn't too into it back then, but I feel that if I watch it again, I'll appreciate it more. Um, but talking about, since we are on the subject, I also watched Kennedy. This is another Kashyap film from 2023,
Hmm.
but ये कभी रिलीज नहीं हुई थी. Like is I mean, you know the recent problems with censorship, and the current government is very uh, problematic about how it's dealing with censorship. Anything that politically disagrees with them, they just don't resist its release. That's the so Kennedy kind of is very critical of the government as opposed to
Hmm.
something like Dhurandhar. This is Dhurandhar, which released recently. That's pretty much a propaganda film,
Oh.
and it's if in speaks in favor of the current government. Uh, I mean, it's not as on the face as something like Kashmir Files, but it's along those lines.
Hmm.
But yeah, This wasn't released until recently. Uh, it got a very weird release where like he just I don't know how it worked, how he got past the censorship, maybe if it helped him go past the censorship. But uh, Letterboxd is this film logging app I use.
Hmm.
It recently started a service, इसी महीने, a video rental store, a movie rental store, online rental, where they let you rent curate this curated list of films, which is in rotation. So he released it on there as an original. But yeah, so yeah, a lot of people are watching this film for the first time. Abhi. I personally didn't like it much. I watched it with Pranath. It wasn't for me. It, I think Pranath enjoyed it.
Hmm. Speaking of politics, I was thinking recently, matlab, I was checking Reddit when I was bored at work, and there was this thread. There are a lot of threads about Indian corruption and stuff like that, like how the government is failing for them, like failing our country. Uh, and what I've been seeing lately is that at least a large group of people on Reddit, I don't know about the general consensus, but at least on Reddit, most people have kind of lost hope for this country. Like everybody just says
Most
that
people are yeah.
have lost hope for this country. Like they just say that nothing can be done. Like there is no solution. This country is doomed. Like that is a general consensus which I have been seeing.
Because part of it also comes from the fact that we have a very weak opposition. Like
Yeah.
it feels like the opposition does not represent anything meaningful. They don't have any uh policy policies. They don't have any like good policies to kind of oppose. Uh, I mean, I guess the reason BJP is able to function, I mean, I don't think they have any. So as opposed to America, which is like the
Hmm.
capital, which America has always had capitalistic dream, right? It's like seen as this gigantic grand experiment of capitalism. Uh,
Hmm.
and they like to believe that capitalism is working very well. India, in its inception, it's a socialist country. Like, you see how we or even politicians talk about like giving to the poor, and like
Hmm.
we kind of have, maybe because of the inception of like that and the kind of country we aspired to be us time mein, we have these values we have these socialist values, however hollow they might be. And I do think they are very hollow these days, the way people talk about it, the way your or my parents talk about it. Like,
Hmm.
we, क्योंकि like, obviously, if it wasn't that hollow, we wouldn't have it the low paid, low wage wala labor. But
Hmm.
uh, but you might notice this about uh, Trump's administration or whatever. They do not take any shame in promoting capitalism. They
Hmm.
they have these political ideologies that like okay, capitalism is good, and w- where the Democratic Party falls flat, the opposition to Trump's party, is that it does not offer any meaningful opposition to Trump's policy. That's like just a weaker version of that. They're still capitalistic, but
Mm,
just they like to have the aesthetics of uh, kind of caring for everyone.
mm,
Whereas Trump is more like, I mean, they have started saying it out loud more, I guess, these days, but like the fittest survives. Everybody
mm,
to their own, it's like they're in favor of the free market.
mm,
Uh, since India is a socialist in its inception, I feel that BJP is a very right-leaning uh, party. They like capitalism. They are in favor of capitalism, but because we are so socially inclined to feel that सबकी help करनी चाहिए, like help the poor, but they cannot be like overtly capitalistic all the time.
mm,
So they aspire to make changes while still aesthetically maintaining a socialistic face to a degree. For example, things like this would be like their desire to uh, privatize a lot of state provided services like railways.
mm.
I don't know, you might have read it कुछ सालों पहले
Yeah.
that they want to privatize the railways, and that's not a good thing. Like they kind of talk about it as in this would promote competition, railways would get better, but that shouldn't. The railways in India, उनकी जितनी भी हालत खराब है, it's not bad because they don't have a competition. It's a government provided service. They shouldn't need the motivation of competition to do better. Railways is a highly subsidized service. They don't make any profit from railways. They always उससे loss में जाते हैं. And like privatizing it would mean that you're cutting off a lot of people who used to be able to afford railways. They cannot anymore. Uh,
Mm,
I mean, if you look at China, for example, that is also a socialist country, right? It has more socialist values than any other country, right? And like the state controls a lot of the infrastructure, and they are doing well. They
mm,
their government functions in favor of people. It it might not be perfect, but in this area, they're like providing a very well distributed system.
mm.
Anyway, I don't know why I started
When
talking about this. I don't-
yeah, when I I was talking about that, right? That in the Reddit, most Indians seem to have this opinion that India is doomed. That's where we started. After that,
Yeah,
I got
it.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Continue that. I will
I was
get to
just.
that. You can say.
I think I was going to just conclude with key. the opposition that India has in Congress, it does not like provide any meaningful opposition to whatever BJP is proposing. Uh,
Mm,
Similar to the Democrats in America. It's just they just have the aesthetics of opposing BJP, and
mm,
they don't have any policies that like they talk about that meaningfully differ from. A good example of this is like I guess one of the way people like to kind of segregate the two is I've always loved to segregate the two is BJP is anti-reservations, and I don't know, they
mm.
have not done anything about it, so who knows. But and Congress is pro reservations. Sure, it's a good thing. I agree with them from the amount I understand of it. But I feel that their motivation almost for like being in favor of reservations, it's not that they have actual values. It feels like they only believe in it to have that voter bank, if you
Hmm.
understand what I mean.
Yeah,
It does not like it's just they only care about the aesthetics.
and uh, like as I was reading, I got kind of curious. Like, are there proper subreddits and stuff where people discuss these things? I mean, is our politics, but like that is mainly just people complaining and like people having some catchy headlines, and in the comments they are just fighting each other. एक पार्टी वाला दूसरे पार्टी के जैसे करता है वो there is no discussion, there is just slander. And I thought, okay, let's focus on specific issues. So a big issue is corruption. There is no subreddit on about corruption, not a single subreddit where people discuss corruption in India or anything remotely similar, which kind of baffled me कि like it is something which I would expect कि यहाँ पे debates होते हैं, यहाँ पे बातें होती है and things like
और
this is
होते
an
होंगे,
issue.
but there are subreddits for like the way I think the Reddit is divided. पहले तो I generally feel that Reddit is not a good place to form an understanding of politics
No, but
because
discussion. Where do you discuss this kind of thing online?
नहीं
What is a
but
good place
हाँ
for
तो वही मैं
discussion?
बोल रहा हूँ like the way Reddit is divided. मैं तुझे इंडिया का बताता हूँ the way politics of Reddit is divided in India. Politics of India is divided on Reddit. It's there are subreddits like such as mm, our India Speaks, or
Hmm.
there's another one I don't remember its name. There's United States of India, and there are subreddits like that, and they are divided into their political beliefs. And a subreddit like India Speaks, yeah, India Discussions, I think that's the other one. They are very right leaning. They are overtly very Hindutva, pro Hindutva kind of subreddits जहाँ पे
Hmm.
people are like usually generally very there's a lot of Muslim hate brewing in those subreddits, and
Hmm.
a lot of um Yeah, they're just pro BJP. Modi is God. Uh, those. Then there's a subreddit like United States of India, which is better. It's anti-BJP, but ultimately, what you need to understand even about that is that uh, it's still kind of filled with liberals. You might
Mm,
wonder, ki liberals are the opposite of conservatives, right? But they're
mm,
kind of not. Uh, American politics has kind of made liberals, synonymized liberals with leftists or something like that, but they're not. Liberals are still capitalists. Liberals
mm,
just believe in rights.
mm.
But they're still capitalists, and they're uh so yeah, you like it's a better subreddit, but it's uh doesn't go far enough for the lack of a
Yeah.
better term.
Yeah, I think like this is like if there is an issue, the first step to solving that issue is like acknowledging and discussing that issue, right? To for any kind of issue in this world, you acknowledge that problem and you discuss it. You find to understand. You try to understand that problem. That is the first step. But is there any proper platform for it? With that kind of amazed me. Like for video
I
games, we
think
have
that
so such dedicated groups
I
or
think
for discussion. Yeah.
there
Go
there
on.
is a left-leaning subreddit, although I don't know it's not just I have not explored that subreddit that just this is a might be a left-leaning uh subreddit, although I'm not sure if it is. It's R Librando.
What? Okay.
I think Librando is just a slur that right-wingers use against like left-leaners, like calling them like it's like liberals, Librando,
Hmm. Hmm.
liberal. Uh, it's a kind of a slur.
Hmm. But like what I thought is like regardless of your political belief, you would recognize that, right? That there is corruption and these kind of things. So I would think that specifically to just discuss the issue and keep aside your political beliefs, there would be subreddits like anti-corruption India or something like with that name along the lines. But
I think you can start a discussion even on these subreddits. It's like they like a subreddit like uh, United States of India. I feel that that's a good place to like it has a wide range of people, even though it has a lot of liberals. I feel that
mm,
it has a wide range of um, people for like because of how big the subreddit is. So
and
like
and like
I mean
another
I
issue
feel that
is
I feel that it's unrealistic to uh, think that there would be just a subreddit dedicated to corruption.
it
I don't
okay?
know,
But
like from the way
anyways,
I understand.
that's just something I felt weird about. But anyways, even if there is, and I feel like even like when we make a post and the discussions which I read through, they feel really shallow. Like there is the poster who might go into it his or her opinion on it, but I feel like there is not much discussion to be done इस टाइप से जैसे Reddit पे
I'm sure you also find it very difficult to add anything or start any discussion even क्योंकि क्योंकि I feel that way a lot of the times I feel that I haven't read enough to add anything to I've like, क्योंकि
Mm.
like if I say something right now, political, I would still be like second guessing myself if this is the correct thing to say. Do I actually believe in it, or should I read more? Try to read more before saying this. I mean,
Mm.
I don't think I understand politics enough to actually say something. But before we continue, how about a pee break?
Sure.
I peed so much. Okay. Yeah, what were you saying?
How?
Sorry.
I think we can drop the conversation of
Oh,
politics. It was just a side side quest.
side quest, not the ultimate kefal.
Uh, how is your coffee endeavors going?
It's going okay. Been going okay. I like a few months ago, I just bought a lot of coffee in bulk, alag alag type ki.
Yeah.
It's been going through them. I've been enjoying the variety of coffee. It's so not a lot. Well, one last movie
Oh.
that I had to discuss was Mind Game.
Mhm.
Uh, this is an animated film from 2003 or 4. Um, it's by Masaki Uasa. He's I've mentioned his name many times, and he's one of my favorite. He's probably my favorite animator. I love the films he makes. He also worked on
Mm.
Shin-chan, and like something that I love about, again, I guess we're again talking about the medium here, but the kind of films he makes, they can only be made with animation.
Mm.
It's he utilizes animation to its full extent is something I love about his films.
What is this show about?
It's a film.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Uh, Let me think. It's about this loser
Oh.
who like is trying to be a manga artist. Uh, he finds out that his childhood crush is uh, going to marry someone else, and I guess something शुरू में he's lamenting. He meets her randomly. I think the it's difficult to describe it. It's a story about passion,
Mm.
life, and death. Uh, in the beginning of the film, somebody shoots him up his ass. The bullet
Literally?
like goes through his ass and exits through his head.
Oh.
He dies immediately.
Mm.
He meets God. There's an amazing sequence after he dies where like there's a sequence जहाँ पे his death keeps replaying for in front of him, and like
Mm.
as it replays, it's like funny to look at because he died in a funny way, right? वैसे बैठा हुआ है, he's a coward, वैसे बैठा हुआ है and some guy comes up and like उसके आस में गोली मार
Ah.
देता है, and he like and then it gradually from funny it starts feeling humiliating.
Mm.
Like it's a humiliating way to die. especially in front of other people, in front of your childhood crush. But yeah, he kind of deceives God and goes back to life, and he returns with a passion for life. And then the rest of the film is, after a car chase, the rest of the film is randomly spent in the belly of a whale.
What?
It's one of the motifs that Masaki Uasa is obsessed with is running.
Hmm.
All the Shinchan films he has worked on, all films he has made, every show he has made, there's always a scene of passionate running during the like climax. That's
Hmm.
like that guy like loves the motif of running, and I don't get tired of it. He always does something very special with it. Like it felt like that running scene went on for 3-4 minutes in this film. It was really long, maybe
Hmm.
longer. Yeah, that's Mind Game is something I recommend to those who love animation.
Hmm.
भटूरे तुझे बोल रहा हूँ देख ले फाइनली कुछ अच्छा.
देख ले भटूरे. Should we
Yes.
talk about? हाँ,
So
पहले
what
यस बोलो.
what do you have planned for this special episode with the
We talk about our predictions from last year and perhaps make new predictions
Yes.
for the next year, which is
What
your idea
next
basically,
year?
but doing.
But how can we
Yeah.
make next year okay predictions? We are ending the podcast. What will we do with those
I mean,
predictions?
we cannot verify those, but we can still make those predictions.
Damn, in that case, I've not thought about anything, but I guess
I
maybe if
have not
something
thought
occurs
about
to
it
me.
either. Yeah.
But let's first talk about maybe let's do five this time. I was like मैंने Excel sheet बना रखी है इधर. I'm like
हाँ.
I would listen to the previous year ka episode and to kind of gather what the questions were and what our responses were, and I put them here in an Excel sheet. And as I was doing it, I realized this feels like too little questions. Uh, but
Oh.
but yeah, I'll introduce the. Uh, so yeah, I mean, how, do you remember the predictions we made last year?
I remember the predictions I made. I don't think I remember each one of yours.
Uh,
Because I had a theme for my predictions. One for myself, one prediction was for you, and the last one was the world. Like I would predict one thing about myself, I would predict one thing about you, and then I would predict something about the world.
okay, let's go. Uh, I'll introduce the first prediction. This is by you.
Hmm.
Um, a big technological leap will occur this year.
Yeah,
I
that
was so fucking confused by this prediction of yours even then.
I would say this prediction went pretty terribly. Nothing
Yeah,
as I
what did you
thought.
even have in mind?
I definitely had something with AI. I thought that they would make some tremendous leap or
Oh,
something.
you kind of fell for the AGI marketing hype.
Uh, Like not exactly AGI, but I did think that they would do something cool with it. Like
हम्म,
now that we have
तुझे
like
तुझे क्या पता था कुछ महीनों में तू एआई हेटर बन जाएगा?
yeah, they are still investing a lot. Like the hype is not over. I personally don't have that much faith anymore. But the investors who are investing in AI and stuff, they still have faith. They are still investing loads and loads of money into it, expecting the same kind of
It's like a
technological
feedback loop
revolution.
where they are like they've realized I cannot back out now.
Yeah, like 70% or more, like something like that market is pretty much just AI hype or something. Like Nvidia and
Yeah,
all these companies which are investing into, and like they create this transistors and RAM and stuff like it. All of the monies went into that. So if it does fall off, it would crash the whole market, and we would like we are already in recession. Even before it, we will actually go terribly in a recession if it does happen. मतलब ऐसा uh, fall off.
to this I said no, and you said yes. So 1 point goes to me.
Oh.
Will Uddu start? This next is by me. Will
uh,
Uddu start working at TCS this year?
I
I
think we both
say,
agreed. Yeah,
yeah. You think we both agree that you started working at TCS?
yeah,
Yeah, we both said yes.
yeah.
And this next one is by you. Uddu will still be working in Indore at the end of the year. This was by me.
I think
I
I said
guess you
yes,
are.
I would. Yeah, but I think you
Yeah,
said no about this.
yeah. It's so fucking weird. You said yes to pretty much everything except one.
Hmm.
तो इसका मेरा .0, तेरा 1. Will Abhyuday make and upload a Shinchan video this year? I think we can agree that I did make and upload a Shinchan video this year.
Yeah, that was pretty hype. I think we both agreed on that too.
Yeah. Uh, we both agreed, so we are both right.
I made a prediction about you also, right? That you would get a new hobby.
Yes, this prediction is by you. Abhyuday will develop an entirely new hobby this year unrelated to any other hobbies.
Yeah, did you not?
Uh, I cannot think of anything. I don't think I developed any new hobbies.
Damn. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Did you develop any new thing you started doing or anything like that?
Not really.
Yeah, I was thinking even for myself, I did not do any new thing. This
I
year
mean, I
has been
think you.
depressing, man.
Uh, I guess you started inviting people home.
Yeah, today I invited those guys. It was
How did that
okay.
go?
It was I don't at first I was enjoying it, but I am a kind of person who does not enjoy gossiping that much. So after the first initial meetup, they kept on gossiping among themselves. और फिर वो मेरे रूम में आ गए and then they were like passing time. I kind of don't enjoy that. I get annoyed by that. So I think it started off as fun, but it slowly got annoying
Do you
for
have
me.
anything in common with those guys?
Eh, I mean, sometimes I would prepare some, uh, not prepare, like do algorithms, solve those kind of questions, or maybe they would be studying something, so we can check out each other's work and like kind
You
of
have nothing
like
in
if
common.
he's yeah, it's a boring kind of comment.
Hmm. I'm guessing then it's unlikely that it will happen again.
आई मीन वो तो बोले कि हाँ और भी आएंगे आंटी अंकल भी बोल रहे कि हाँ आते रहना और भी खाने के लिए। आई एम लाइक हाँ ठीक है, कर लो तुम लोग को जो
मैं चला जाऊंगा तो आ जाना.
हाँ।
Hmm. So to this I said, like to the hobbies question, I said no, and you said
हम्म,
yes.
हम्म,
Point goes to me.
damn.
Here's the final question. This is a question by me. Hmm. I guess it's kind of interesting.
What is the
Will
question?
Uddu play a AAA video game this year?
Oh, what the hell? I forgot about that question. Wait, so does it count? I did play Dark Souls. I am playing Sekiro.
Yeah,
Is Sekiro a triple A game?
I would say Dark Souls is too.
Oh, let's go.
Not so fast.
Ha.
To this, you said no.
Ha.
And I also said no.
Oh, damn.
No. So, my points total are four. I got four correct predictions. And you got
Mm.
three. I win.
Ha.
What am I supposed to get? What did I win? Uddu! Uddu, let's not
Uh,
end this podcast, Uddu! I
oh,
won!
what the hell?
Hmm. Do you think we should? I guess we should have thought about something. Like, I feel too empty. क्या करूँ अब मैं? Hmm.
We should make predictions for the next year.
I was going to ask you that. Do you want to do that
Mm.
first, or do you want to just reminisce in general first?
I think
Do you
let's
want to do that
like
after?
yeah, we can do that after. After I think
Yeah,
ये
I agree.
prediction वाला section ही पूरा कर लेते हैं.
Okay.
I think we should. I feel like we should. There are some questions which can be repeated, like will I stay in Indore in the next year, and will I be in TCS in the next year? Because that I am
If you
actually
want to
quite.
repeat them, you can repeat them. I'm thinking six questions each.
Can I even get that many questions?
So you decide if you wanna repeat any or not.
Yeah, those two questions I think I want to repeat, like if I'll be in Indore or if I'll be in TCS.
Uh, Be working in TCS. Wait, इंदौर कहाँ है? Okay. Uh, okay. I'll start with the first prediction. Our group will go on a biking trip.
Oh my god. Oh, that's a very, very interesting prediction. I will say yes to that. I I think we will.
How? Let's describe the parameters. Okay,
Hmm.
I feel that it's unfair to say कि like सब लोग का जाना जरूरी है क्योंकि that is highly unlikely even though we would want that.
Hmm.
It's totally possible that some people might not be able to make time for it. So
Hmm.
just our like तू या मैं ना जाए, that doesn't matter.
Hmm.
Our group goes on a biking trip. So you are saying yes to that?
It would be the same answer as वो वाला
And
question कि would I be joining TCS जो पिछले
by
साल
the
का
way,
prediction था. हाँ.
it has to be a biking trip, not any other form of trip.
Hmm. Yeah, I still believe that we will go on a specifically biking trip.
Yeah. Hmm.
What do you think?
Let me think. I would have wanted to say yes, but I'm wondering if I should make it interesting.
Oh,
Uh, I'll also say yes.
let's go. Should I make a prediction?
Yes.
The last time I made a wacky kind of prediction in which I said there would be a technological advancement which there was no signs of this year. I'm going to make another wacky prediction about the world. I think in the next year there might be a political shift.
It's a political shift by.
Mm, Like I'm saying, making it on the basis of the kind of tensions which is going on internally, लोगों के बीच में, like how I mean, of course, there are some people who support BJP, but there is also a section of people, like even if the actual opposition is weak, people internally have growing hate against the current government. I don't know if the government itself would change, but at least there would be some pushback, like noticeable at the national level,
Still a,
noticeable pushback.
there's still a pushback, but like, how do you define it for our ढंग से?
Significant, like you could say it like one of the major events of that year for this country in that sense.
Uh, like a gigantic protest or something?
Yeah,
Like, जैसे अभी ट्रम्प के against like one of the biggest protests took place ever,
yeah,
like the no kings protest, which got
yeah,
popular
yeah,
all over.
yeah, yep, in that sense. I
Okay.
know this prediction is unlikely, but I still want to have wishful thinking.
Uh, a huge political shift will take place in India, bracket में big protest or something.
Mm.
Uh, why do I feel like you're thinking more along the lines of the Nepal protest?
Yeah, that's also kind of an example.
What are you saying?
Uh, but India, I feel like
Yes,
is more. Yeah, I'm saying yes, but I don't feel confident on that. Yes, because India is quite divided, and the people don't. It's not like they have सब मिलके वो है नॉट अनकंफर्टेबल क्या बोलेंगे अनहैप्पी है ऐसा नहीं है कुछ पार्ट है ग्रुप है वो एंटायरली
will
मतलब
Uddu stop working at TCS this year?
आई वुड
What
से
is your
नो
prediction?
नो
Huh?
नो
No? Damn.
आई वांट टू बी स्टॉप
I-
वर्किंग एट टीसीएस आई वांट टू मेक इट क्लियर आई होप दैट आई स्टॉप वर्किंग एट टीसीएस बट आई वुड स्टिल से नो
I'm also saying no. Uddu will still be in Indore at the end of the year. What the fuck? दोनों same क्यों दिए तूने?
because I just have a actual like consideration of getting my location changed multiple times is इसमें इसी session में मेरे teachers के I thought about getting my location changed or at least try for it to get my location changed.
Hmm. Let's make it more specific. I was talking about. I mean, I don't think it makes that much of a difference, but let's just say, will Uddu still be at his home, living with his
Hmm.
family by the end of the year?
Yeah, because like the alternative is I leave my job and then look for another job in another city, but the current market is so bad that it is a really foolish thing to do with just like barely 1 year of experience. That is really foolish thing to do. So the next best thing is you keep your job and still in the same company you switch your location.
What is your prediction on this? Uddu will still be in Indore at the end of the year.
My prediction is yes.
What? What the fuck? Why are you giving prediction जिसमें हम दोनों का yes or no होने वाला है? कम से कम थोड़ी तो होप रख.
मैं पूरी होप अपने पॉलिटिकल शिफ्ट में डाल दिया भाई. खुद के लिए मेरी कोई होप नहीं बची.
Okay. So this prediction is next year Pranit will start dating.
Oh, spicy.
Like like um not just going on a few dates with someone. He'll get into a relationship.
Hmm. I think yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Though, but 1 year is, if it instead of Pranath,
Um
it was you, I would say no in this scenario. But knowing
wait.
Pranath,
Dude, I'm dating somebody right now. What the fuck?
अरे नहीं in place of Pranath, like if you were in the similar
Okay.
situation that you had a breakup and if you were asking about yourself, then I would say no. But तो प्रणत का पिछला ब्रेकअप के बाद भी वो काफी, आई थिंक, वो रिलेशनशिप में आ गया था आफ्टर नॉट दैट लॉन्ग एंड
I'm saying no to it. I'm putting you down as yes.
हाँ,
But yes,
because
continue.
Pranat feels like someone who would find himself comfortable being in a relationship.
He's like you calling him codependent.
No, like not emotionally dependent on another person, but like he would like himself to see himself be in a relationship. Like he would find that kind of situation to be his, क्या बोलेंगे उसको, समझ जा क्या बोल रहा हूँ.
समझ गया समझ गया Since you have made three already, मैं एक और बनाता हूँ. Um,
हम्म.
Actually, this is uninteresting. I'll change it because I'm pretty sure we are both going to say the same answer to this. I'm not
हम्म.
going to. I was going to put down again, I'll release a new video, but we are both going to have a predictably same response to it. I'm removing it.
हम्म.
Uh, Let me think.
Oh, I have a prediction.
What?
It's it's the same prediction as you made for Pranat, but for Varun.
Varun will start dating.
Yeah.
भाई लोगों की जिंदगी के साथ खिलवाड़ कर रहा है तू. Do you know I almost like one of the predictions I was going to make last year, and I
Hmm.
thought it was too mean, but
Hmm.
I think I have said this before that Prarat will break up this year. That was one of the predictions I was going to make.
Wait, were you anticipating?
Yes.
Oh, damn.
This also like a get into a relationship, right?
Yeah. What do you think?
Varun?
Yeah.
I don't know. He seems like the kind of person who there's a chance he might not even tell us if he does
Hmm.
for a while. But yeah, I don't know. It's possible he's pretty lonely in Bangalore.
Hmm.
Actually, okay, wait. अभी predictions करने हैं ना? You're predicting yes, huh?
By a very
I'm
small
saying
margin.
no.
I'm saying yes.
क्या बोला तू? You are very.
I'm not very confident on it, but yes, I am saying yes.
I'm saying no.
Hmm.
Too Catholic for dating.
Ah. Do you have any other prediction?
Let me think. Uh, Let me think. Let me think. Let me think. मेरे दिमाग में प्रणत का ही एक और prediction आ रहा है.
Ah.
Hmm. But let me try. I don't know. I guess I'll just predict this. Make it. Pranath will find a job this year.
Hmm.
Like
I.
with a not if because we know that he's looking to leave this freelancing thing behind. and
Hmm.
he wants to find a job with like stable income.
Hmm. I think yes, he will.
Hmm.
Like because mainly because like the kind of portfolio he has. Of course, like there is not much many like क्या बोलेंगे market is bad, people are struggling to find jobs, but the kind of skill set he has, that is scarce, it is not very readily available. So with those skills I think he will have to look, but if there is a place which requires that particular skill set, he will get a job there.
Saying no.
Oh.
Um, that I partly to disagree with you,
Hmm.
but I feel also feel that he has some. I mean, I पहले तो जो तूने market के बारे में बोला, that's true. I
Hmm.
also feel that he has problems with confidence, right? Even
Hmm.
though you and I say that he's very good at what he does, I feel that he doesn't feel very confident in it.
Hmm. We'll see, we'll see. So that's all for the predictions.
नहीं भाई, तेरे दो बच्चे हैं, मेरे तीन बच्चे हैं.
ओ भाई इतने कितने प्रिडिक्शन बना.
अच्छा अच्छा. Let me think of one more. Uh, you Let me try to think of a prediction to make about you. You will find a hobby.
Damn.
Uttu
I,
will pick up a new hobby.
I actually think yes on this.
I
Mainly,
think yes too.
but it is mainly based on me getting this computer. I think it has opened a lot of options for me, which I could not try before. Now, even though I
Maybe
have,
I should say no just to disagree with you.
oh.
I'm going to say yes. But who knows, maybe you'll be depressed. Should I put
Oh.
my bets on you being depressed?
I
I'll
have
just
not
say no.
started any. Oh.
Okay, so I guess I'll allow game development if you make any serious progress,
Hmm.
even though you've already started it.
Hmm.
Okay, but
I was making a prediction.
yeah, you make a prediction now. It's your turn.
Hmm. 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 I'm trying to think a prediction for you, but I I'm not finding anything in particular because you already said about that video that we will both agree on that. Uh,
सोच ले सोच ले.
hmm. Will you be having long hair by the end of the year? Will you be
At
having a
the end
short?
of the year.
Uh,
Hmm.
which hairstyle will you be keeping? Long hair or short hair?
What's your prediction?
I think short hair.
So, uh, do you want to say कि I would have long or short hair at the end of the year?
At the end of the year. Yes.
I'm gonna say, what do you mean by long or short hair?
Like it, if
How
it is
long?
long, it would be noticeably long. कि मतलब हल्के से long नहीं, noticeably long. जैसे तेरे थे पहले उस टाइप
Uh,
के.
I'm gonna say no to that too.
Hmm.
And one prediction for me, तुझे एक और सोचना है बस. मुझे दो और सोचना है.
I have a prediction, but it is kind of a weird prediction.
Let me
Uh,
do it one first.
yeah,
Uddu will try alcohol for the first time.
yeah, that's definitely no. There is no chance.
Yeah. Now you're making me uncertain about the prediction. Hmm. Maybe I should not make it then. Or should I? I'll still make the prediction.
Oh, bro is going to make me drink alcohol just to make his prediction true.
Yes. तेरी माला में मिलाऊंगा मैं.
Oh, that's a crime. Can't drug me.
No, no. Let's say you'll try it willingly just to relieve you of the anxiety.
What? Try it with what?
The prediction is that you will try it willingly just to relieve
अच्छा
you of the
willingly.
anxiety, तो ताकि तू constantly ये ना सोचता रहे मुझे कुछ पिलाने की कोशिश तो नहीं कर रहा.
Yeah, I was not thinking that. Hmm.
Oh wait, इसमें तेरा नो है मेरा ही ऐसे मैंने उल्टा कर दिया.
Yeah. My
What
last
is the last
prediction
prediction?
is it's a weird one. My last prediction is we will be thinking positively of that year at the end of the year. Because for this year I have a really negative emotion for this year. But for the next year I'm thinking at the end of the year I will be feeling
Both
positive.
of us? Yeah, two. Let's talk about one person. I don't
Hmm.
even know how to talk about it. Like,
Like if you had to keep it in one category this year, will you keep it लाइक आई एम नॉट जस्ट सेइंग कि तुम्हारा पर्सनली ईयर कैसा गया था, इट्स लाइक ओवरऑल पूरे वर्ल्ड के लिए ईयर कैसा था इन दैट सेंस.
Oh, what the fuck? I think that's too vague.
दैट्स टू एक. शुड वी मेक सेपरेट
Hmm.
क्वेश्चन प्रिडिक्शन फॉर दैट कि एक पर्सनली और एक वर्ल्ड के लिए.
नहीं नहीं, वर्ल्ड के लिए I understand what you mean, but I feel that it's too vague as in it's
Yeah, now I think about it, it's
difficult to talk about it.
you can always frame a year as bad using certain events. You can always frame an year as good using some other events.
Yeah, yeah.
Then let's talk about overall impression of, like, personal impression of that year.
13 साल कैसा जाएगा? Uddu will have a good year.
Yeah.
Maybe do you want to specify it a little more than that?
Like, I will feel positively of it. Like, I think I'll be able to answer that. Yes or no, man.
Really?
इसी ईयर को मैं I can very confidently say it was negative for me.
Okay. So is it a yes from you?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no. No
Ah.
chance. Man said that he will not stop working at TCS and then आगे जाके prediction देता है कि I'll have a good year.
Hmm.
Okay, last prediction from me. What will be the last prediction?
You can make this good or bad year prediction for yourself also.
Nee, I don't think I would be able to tell.
Ah.
Like, if I say that I'm going to if I make a prediction that I'm still going to be doing a PhD, I'm sure I'm going to be doing a PhD. I think we both are going to say
Hmm.
yes to that.
That's why I did not
But
like include it. I also thought of it.
let me say, I applied in multiple places, right? I
Hmm.
also applied in Delaware, जहाँ पे अभी मैं हूँ.
Hmm.
So what if I say कि I'll still be in Delaware
Hmm.
next year? Pursuing it. मैंने 8-9 जगहों पे अप्लाई किया है.
Hmm.
Delaware is one of them.
What is your prediction on this?
Huh?
What is your prediction on this?
I'm going to say yes. There are
Hmm.
other much, or a lot of other places are much more prestigious
You
than
haven't gotten
Mysore
any response yet,
University.
right, for that? Or any idea, like what the status of those
I
are?
had I had one interview at
Hmm.
another university. And it seemed to go okay. I'm not sure. I was very anxious. I don't know how it went, but uska results I don't know what came out of it.
Hmm.
अभी तक.
I'm going to say yes.
That I'll still be in Delaware.
No, like you will
Okay.
be in another university.
तू कर ले भाई, बात तू कर ले.
कुछ नहीं, कुछ नहीं, खाने के लिए पूछ रही थी, खाना खाया कि नहीं मैंने. I have eaten dinner.
So I'm saying that I will. Sorry, Abhyuday will still be in Delaware next year. To this, I say yes, and you said no.
Hmm.
We have a healthy amount of disagreements this time. Gonna be fun. I don't know how we are going to look back. Mm, but yeah, I guess let's get nostalgic.
Oh, what was the most memorable part of this year for you?
My time in Mumbai definitely was
Uh,
felt like a capsule. It was nice. I was living independent of all stress, and I made a film. I was with Vidhu and Samiksha. It was an amazing time.
hmm, nah,
What about you?
my time in Bangalore.
Yeah, yeah, that must have been amazing.
That's so weird that पूरा साल भर दुनिया भर की चीजें करे but the short duration you spend outside is so much like it feels so much better than the whole year.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, jeez. I was like, you
Makes
remember when we were in ninth grade, we used to be kind of scared of this very specific idea that people segregate their lives into work and fun. I remember
mm,
talking with this about with you when we
mm,
were kids, like, and seems like it really sucks to have to do that.
yeah.
We talked about like maybe we don't want to work on something that wouldn't be the same as fun.
Mm.
I guess things don't work out.
But it does motivate me to move towards that, like finally either have a work which is fulfilling enough or have a work which I can like log off whenever I want without anybody's supervision or anything. One of the two.
I've been like recently I've been seeing these things, some weird software that these office people seem to use these like for work from home where they keep track of whether you're working or not somehow.
Yes, there is a software and it very much functions in most offices, if not all. At least in
That
software.
feels dystopian.
It is.
इतना
You
तो
know,
काम कोई ऑफिस में नहीं करता जितना वहां करना पड़ता होगा फिर.
हाँ एंड जैसे मैं जाता हूँ ऑफिस में एंड वहाँ पे गार्ड बैठे रहते हैं which लाइक इनका काम सिर्फ इतना है कि यू शो देम देयर योर लैपटॉप और वो तुम्हारे लैपटॉप की आईडी से लॉग इन करेंगे। वो एक स्टोन रख के रखता है, सब अपने अपने कंप्यूटर में एक ऐसा पेबल टाइप का रखते हैं। वो हमेशा उनके की के ऊपर रखा रहता है जस्ट टू मेक श्योर कि वो स्क्रीन गलती से भी बंद ना हो जाए उनकी, मतलब उसमें थोड़ी देर आइडल रह के बंद, बिकॉज हमारा मैंडेटरी स्क्रीन सेवर रहता है 2 मिनट का। इफ योर स्क्रीन इज इनएक्टिव फॉर 2 मिनट्स it goes black and you cannot change that timer, like you don't have the permission to change any of the settings. So वो अगर तो 2 मिनट तक inactive है तो वो बंद स्क्रीन ब्लैक हो ही जाएगी। और अपेरेंटली वो लॉग कर देता है उसमें कि इफ़ योर स्क्रीन गोज ब्लैक दैट मीन्स यू हैव लॉग्ड ऑफ और समथिंग लाइक दैट. सो टू मेक श्योर वो कभी स्क्रीन उनकी ब्लैक ना जाए, दे हैव टू कीप अ स्टोन पूरे टाइम के कीबोर्ड के ऊपर, कि विच काइंड ऑफ मेक्स इट कि तू कॉन्स्टेंटली कोई की प्रेस कर रहा है, वो स्क्रीन ब्लैंक ना हो, ब्लैक ना हो, इसके लिए. एंड इवन हमारा एक वो है, हमको एक रिपोर्ट आती है जिसमें दिखाते कि हम इस दिन कितनी देर तक लॉक्ड इन थे सिस्टम में, हम कितने, मतलब 7, हमारा मिनिमम है कि 7 to 9 आवर्स हमारा लॉक्ड इन होना ही चाहिए. अदरवाइज वी गेट अ मेल फ्रॉम एचआर कि हमारा पूरा टाइम.
Well, that sounds like a that almost sounds like a dungeon in Dark Souls, man. Like
द
is
थिंग,
that
तेको पता पूरी इकोनॉमी हमारी इसी से चल रही है यहाँ पे. तो भाई जो टीसीएस है इसके पास 7 लाख एम्प्लॉयज है, वो सबसे ज्यादा एम्प्लॉयमेंट देकर रखा हमारे देश में. उसके बाद इन्फोसिस है, उसके पास भी कितने 5 लाख एम्प्लॉयज है. मतलब मोस्ट ऑफ द वर्क जो है बल्क का, वो इसी यही कंपनीज दे रही है. और इनका प्रोडक्ट कोई ये नहीं है कि कोई वो वेबसाइट बना के दे रही है या कोई सॉफ्टवेयर एज अ सर्विस और एनीथिंग लाइक दैट. इनका मेन प्रोडक्ट इंजीनियर्स है. और not even engineers, the more proper ways of saying it is humans, they are selling humans. बाकी कंपनियों को वो ये लोग प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं कि हाँ ये लोग तुम्हारे लिए चीप में काम कर देंगे. Like if you go get a job at Microsoft, they have to pay you accordingly, right? But they can get the same work done कि ये बोल के हम आउटसोर्स कर रहे हैं ये कंपनी से.
that's fucked up?
So like the main product of our country's biggest contributor to the economy is, क्या बोलेंगे इसको, cheap labor, selling cheap labor.
Yeah, एक आखिरी rant भी हो गई.
Yeah. And the weird thing is it is praised, like ये वाली चीज को जो मैं कह रहा हूँ इसको लोग पॉजिटिवली देखते हैं कि देखो इतने लोगों को एम्प्लॉयमेंट प्रोवाइड कर रही है टीसीएस, इन्फोसिस इतने लोगों को एम्प्लॉयमेंट दे रही है. देन वो ये स्टेटमेंट्स डालते हैं कि हाँ हफ्ते में सैटरडे संडे की छुट्टी नहीं
ब्लिंकिट
होना
बोलता
चाहिए.
है.
हाँ वही.
ये ब्लिंकिट जैसी कंपनीज बोलती है कि हम एम्प्लॉयमेंट दे रहे हैं. काय का एम्प्लॉयमेंट दे रहे हैं? What the fuck?
हाँ
Their model depends on exploitation.
वही ना. एंड प्रेज करते देयर इज एक्चुअल सब ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल हु एक्टिवली प्रेज इट कि हाँ दे आर आस्किंग कि हफ्ते में छुट्टी मतलब सैटरडे संडे की, इट्स द बेटरमेंट फॉर द कंट्री एंड पीपल. वो कहते हैं कि हाँ दिन में तुम 12 घंटे काम करो, वो दैट्स गुड, दैट वुड डू गुड फॉर द कंट्री. लाइक दैट्स fucked up as hell.
Yeah,
You know,
it
I
is
want to
fucked up.
make I want to make another prediction.
Wait, what?
I just
क्या?
made me think by the end of next year I would, okay, this is difficult to quantify, but I want to say I want to be politically educated. Like I could say that I'm much more politically educated as I was in a year before.
Okay, okay. Uh, do you want to say something more specific?
मैं वही तो बोला मैं कि I would feel confident that I'm much more politically educated as this year.
We can quantify it by how annoying you get to Pranath.
Hmm.
Uh,
पर
उद्दू. हाँ बोल.
प्रणत वेरीफाई कराएगा हमारे प्रोडिक्शंस कितने
Yeah.
ट्रू है कितने फॉल्स है.
Uddu will have read all Marxist literature by the end of the year.
और
More uh, I mean, like, I feel that you will be more politically educated, but how much more?
A lot more. पता है मतलब बहुत like significantly more. How I don't know how else I can quantify it.
ठीक है, मैं डाल देता हूँ. Significantly more politically educated. Do you think you are significantly more politically educated this year than you were last year?
No, not
I
at
would say
all.
you are. You're not.
No.
Hmm. Urdu will be significantly more politically educated. So, like, I guess we can think about with how much you read, how much you tried to read,
Hmm.
वगैरह.
Yeah.
Okay. Urdu. I'm saying yes. Hello, auntie.
आपको हेलो बोल रहा है. नहीं. हम्म, नहीं खाऊंगा. खा लिया मैं खाना मत. मम्मी को लगता है कि खाना खाने के बाद 1-2 घंटा हो जाएगा मतलब मेरे को फिर भूख लगने लग जाएगी.
Hmm. Yeah, अभी क्या देखे गई अभी तेरी मम्मी?
राइस. एक बाउल ऑफ राइस.
इतनी रात को तू चावल खाएगा, सोने नहीं जाएगा तू इसके बाद?
आई नो वही तो बोल रहा हूँ उनको लगता है बट मैं ये इतने पहले खा चुका हूँ पॉडकास्ट के पहले कि मेरे को पॉडकास्ट के बाद फिर भूख लगने लग
बस
जाएगी.
राइस?
मीन पुलाव है वो.
Oh, so your prediction to that is yes.
हम्म.
I'm gonna say no.
हाँ.
I hope you are.
I feel like motivated to be politically educated more and more by the day. I think I will
It's a
be.
good thing. I feel that there's also a crowd of people that gets really annoying about political education. It's like their entire thing is that why do you have to be political about everything?
Hmm.
I like even like when talking in media analysis vagera, I think Pranath kind of finds that annoying about when I talk about film. It's like uh, I mean I was watching Chainsaw Man and I kind of brought up something like trying to look at something with politically, and these people got so annoyed that they didn't even let me say what I was trying to say. They were like this ये अभी ruin करने की कोशिश कर रहा है, which was which I which was definitely not the case, but I feel that that's an attitude a lot of
Hmm.
people have towards politics. Like, they it's it's a privilege to not be political, and I feel that people need to step out of that privilege.
Hmm. Yeah, I think at this point it's a necessity to be politically educated and like correctly educated. I think now the amount of propaganda we have, it is important to find correct sources and make sure
Yeah,
you're not
that
get.
is
Yeah.
very important. That is very important. Because a lot of people these days kind of develop their politics based on who they are accessibly listening to, right?
Hmm.
Uh, but yeah, they're not listening to the right people most of the time. So, yeah.
I have another idea for prediction.
तो भाई दे दे, no limits.
Will I be
बोल
wearing
दे.
glasses by the end of next year?
You do have glasses, but you don't wear them, right?
Yeah, I feel like my vision is
I
getting worse, but I'm not paying attention to
I
that. Yeah, go on.
I fucking hate wearing glasses so much.
Hmm.
It's like it
Understandably
sucks to
so.
be dependent. I will probably get a surgery someday. I cannot live
Hmm.
with this. But
Hmm.
uh, my prediction to this would be yes. तेरा
My
भी ऐसी होगा MML में.
no.
What?
I, I think I desperately need to wear glasses, but I'm going to brush it off for the rest of the year.
I feel that TCS is gonna make you wear glasses.
Huh. We there was an eye checkup campaign going on in our company, and I went to that. कि, oh, I have been feeling like मेरा vision worse हो रहा है. I should get my eyes checked. मैं गया, वहां पे लाइन लगी हुई पूरी वेटिंग रूम पूरा भरा हुआ है और वहां पे इतनी वेटिंग है कि वो ये भी नहीं बोल रहे कि हाँ 1-2 घंटे बाद तुम्हारा नंबर आएगा, वो बोले कि तुम वापस चले जाओ, तुम्हारा नंबर नहीं आने वाला आज। इतनी भीड़ थी वहां पे आई
Done.
चेकअप के लिए। और वो सिर्फ आई चेकअप का कैंप 2-3 दिन के लिए हो रहा था, मैं नेक्स्ट दिन भूल गया कि वो कैंप हो रहा था, मेरे को वहां जाना है। एंड देन आई लॉस्ट द अपॉर्चुनिटी अपनी आई
Wait,
चेकअप
how do
कराने
you
का।
even go to the camp? जब तेरा ऑफिस आवर्स है तो how do you go to the camp?
मतलब उनका ऐसा होता है, एक सुबह वाला स्लॉट होता है, एक शाम वाला स्लॉट होता है, तो इफ यू हैव मॉर्निंग शिफ्ट यू कैन गो टू द लाइक इवनिंग में, एंड इफ यू हैव नाइट शिफ्ट यू कैन गो इन द मॉर्निंग।
तो ये
एंड लाइक
वो
इफ
ऑफिस आवर्स के ड्यूरेशन में नहीं करते ये सब. दे
like if you know if you are
तो
free for the
ऑफ
next hour, maybe you can go there. Like that was my idea. I went on my office hour because उस टाइम लंच टाइम चल रहा था। आई थॉट कि हाँ कितनी देर लगेगी, आधा घंटा ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा, बट नो, भीड़ लगी सबको, सबकी आंखें खराब हो रही।
I a lot of my politics I've gotten from this year. The politics kind of politics I've gotten into has been from a Twitch streamer.
Has Hassan?
I've talked about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Hassan Piker. I would say that he is a pretty good leftist political commentator, and and he does a good job at being entertaining at the same time, and at the same time also educating people
Mm.
by also looking at current events together with everyone. The
Hmm.
people learn how to interpret these events, वगैरह. Because I feel that uh, media literacy is severely lacking. It's like people cannot think critically of things being said. लोगों को जो दिखता है, anybody, if anybody is saying anything at any point, if they say it charismatically enough, yeah, कैसे भी, they nobody thinks about it critically. They just believe it.
Hmm.
They don't think about it, and that's where the problem stems from a lot of the times. At this point, I just have the guy stream in the background
Hmm.
a lot of the times. Well, I'm doing something else. That's what I did for my run backs, man. That's what I did for my run backs.
You are listening to his streams talk about talking
Yeah.
about politics while you try Dark Soul bosses.
Yeah, what do you think I was doing between the the space from the bonfire to Gwyn?
Hmm.
I like the music was fight, man. I did kind of always mute the stream when I
Hmm.
did get to the boss fight.
Hmm.
Because it like set a very different kind of mood for the fight.
Yeah, I like
Like
that piano.
you realize
Yeah.
this guy is also just a hollow. You were expecting a gigantic monster, but he's just a hollow.
Hmm. I like his design kind of like as an final boss. Like अभी तक कितने पूरे grand enemies से fight करे बड़े बड़े से they are more intimidating than the one before, and then suddenly ये आता है which is like just another hollow, but he beats his ass, your ass.
He like I've heard people say that some people believe I don't believe those people इतना अच्छे से, but some people find that that boss fight is more fun if you don't parry.
I, I did not know even know he could parry. I got surprised
Yeah.
जब देखा तो ऐसे random लगे parry कर दिया उसको. I was like what the hell.
How many times did you have to run back?
I think about 10 attempts लगे थे मेरे को उसको हराने में.
I think that as soon as I discovered that rock was arena में,
हाँ,
whi- which I could like get behind to sort of get away from him for a while. थोड़ा मतलब वहां तक उसे पहुंचने में थोड़ा time लगता है ना.
हाँ.
Otherwise, that guy doesn't give you time to heal at all.
Uh, I did not use that rock wall idea. Like I initially tried it, but in my case it did not work. Like he did not get stuck on the rock. I think मैं दूसरे rock पे try करा था, and I thought कि सारे rocks पे same होगा. मैं दूसरे rock में try करा heal होने का, but he just went around it really quickly and hit me. So I thought okay maybe they took care of that. कि you cannot use those rocks like for that, and I did not try to do that again.
I had to like he kind of runs around it sometimes, but if you remember, you were watching the fight. From what I
Hmm.
remember, the way it went was मैं उसके साथ में आसपास घूमना पड़ा था मुझे for him to slow down a little
Hmm.
this point पर आए.
Hmm.
But yeah, man, there's not a lot to reminisce, huh?
Yeah, I think we should wrap it up.
Sad.
I also have office tomorrow.
कुत्ता
And
कहीं का. या मैं दुखी हो रहा हूँ. The podcast is ending. This is the last episode. But yeah.
I will end this podcast like I end every single podcast with the same statement. कल सुबह जल्दी उठना है, let's end the podcast.
Yeah. Hmm. Let's see what happens again.
Mm,
Okay, then Uddu.
mm,
Uh, are we ending it, Abhi?
I guess so. Bye bye. Have a good night and
Bye.
have a
Good
good
night.
year.
This was just like a regular episode. We didn't even do it. This was less special than last year's special.
Pretty much.